But I guess like yeah, the weird thought that I'm trying to put into for like what's interesting for ranked or just generically characters, I guess, is the blocking isn't exactly forced, but like every single character in the game can do 20,000 as a minimum, and it generically seems like 30,000 seems to be an average. And then some characters are pushing like 40 to 50,000, and then some of the versions of Goku can push further than 50,000 damage, where you're just obnoxiously able to kill characters. Some of the characters can push into killing multiple characters. Um, where like or you basically are doing a bunch of melee combo damage to build up your side, you know and then doing a couple attacks, spamming, the person's forced to block. If they don't, the character's down, and then you're left with a full bar of ki, and just kind of sitting there optionally able to launch off 2 to 3 more attacks right after for more, like right around like probably like 20 to 30,000 damage still onto a new character that just came out. If the person's not blocking, like issues kind of like, yeah, blocking is a thing, like countering is a thing. Yeah, like the characters in the background for the bots versus bots. Blocking, in fact, timing is really strong. Blocking is really strong. Um, but the idea that, generically speaking, you can melee combo somebody and every single character in the game can hit a baseline of 20,000 damage with like more like an average of like 30,000 to like characters pushing into like 40 to 50s, with some characters past 50, is like, I mean, like when you're looking at like 30 to 40, you're looking at like if everything hits, the character's dead. When you're looking at 40,000, you're forced to block one thing at full health. Full health, you have to block one thing or you're dead. 50,000, you have to block two things at full health or you're dead. That, like, provided you do have to like be in a moment where your character has multiple charges. Like the characters that I found that can hit 50,000 damage plus have to use abilities where you have to use 2 to 3 of the little combat chargers or whatever they're called. I might be able to find it here in the settings. No, I would have to be able to change the settings. I'm just kind of watching. I'm just kind of watching CPU to CPU. But whatever they're called, they're like little battle charge things on the side. You need like 3 at least, 3, 4 to do that. But yeah, so I'm sitting there like, yeah, you have to do a little later game, but the idea of like you're doing a team battle, I don't know. It's really cool, really strong. As far as like what it means for competitive, generically, it just means blocking super strong. You're just forced to block. There's weird moments where you can threaten game ends. Like right now, like Gohan's sitting at 35,000. Frieza's sitting at 35,000. Like there's like a whole list of characters that I've like just like out of the 10 something that I've tested, and like have a couple that I've done footage of. Um, these characters are within just death range. There's a point of like, once a character hits around 20,000 to 25,000, any character that just goes into sparkling mode and spams 2 attacks back to back, it's just gonna kill you, just straight up. Like once you hit like 20 to 25,000, it's basically every character in the game. And I want to do some more testing to see exactly like what's going on for each character. So, just generically what can happen. Obviously, blocking is like a thing, definitely a thing. But I just think it's super cool that like you can end the game in just like 2 seconds if you get into weird combat moments. And I think it's really cool that generically, I think maybe the strongest combo, maybe it's super early just to kind of like think about it. I think it's cool to think of, is like a melee combos where you stagger your opponent and then try to go into a sparkling charge to spam an attack or two. And it kind of boil it down. It's like you basically are trying to win on melee exchanges to get a bunch of your charge, and then what you do is just a single charge. After you stagger your opponent from a melee, you just try to spam, just throw stuff at your opponent's face. It's pretty interesting. Um, as far as the topic, I think that's as much as I want to say about it. There's a million things to talk about as far as like which characters or what, but well, okay. The other big draw to talk about is that almost any character in the game is viable and interesting. It just depends on the combat style and like um, how it flows to hit multiple attacks, and if there's like a reasonable like there are ultimates that stagger like there are ultimate attacks that stagger opponents, and then you can get another ultimate. Like Super Janemba is a weird example. I was sitting there like is Super Janemba or regular Janemba better? But like the Super Janemba stuff, like the damage is weaker, but his one passive ultimate, kind of like the I can't remember what it's called, but it stuns the opponent. Where when you do the other ultimate right after to spam it, there's like not even a check for like if it hits the opponent or not. You just like start an animation and just start doing damage to your opponent. Like it is just straight up like instant damage. Your opponent is just caught in the combo. So like it's one of those things where like with that character, yeah, you're only doing 30,000, but like it's super easy, super fast to do. Um, so I'm not sure exactly what'll kind of be the strongest, you know, if damage matters or just like how convenient and fast and easy it is to do the damage. So as far as it is, it's been your boy Kit. Peace.